Recording. Let me see if there should be a bar that shows it should be recording. There we go. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Meet the Interns of UNICC. Given the nature of the pandemic, we have not been able to be on a call together, and we all work in different teams in different stations across the world. And so Gianna, who is a HR an intern, and myself, I'm an intern in the communications unit, thought this would be a great opportunity to just meet with everyone who is currently an intern at UNICC and talk a little bit about our experience as an intern at UNICC and just get to know each other. So without further ado, let's just go around the virtual roundtable here and discuss ourselves. We can do our names, our units, where we're calling from, and just a little bit about your day-to-day tasks, like what you work on. I can go first. My name is Hayam. I work in the communications unit, and I'm calling from the New York station. My task consists of researching and publishing a lot of the news stories, the amazing work that all the teams at UNICC do, and I also work to just promote advocacy and outreach of the organization. Gianna, do you want to go next?
Yes, sure. So I'm Gianna Gramosi. I'm based in Geneva. I'm working in HR department with Diego and some other colleagues. My origins are from Greece, so now I live in Geneva, Switzerland. In the HR, I would say that my daily tasks are around the internship process. So I'm responsible for contracts, extensions, the onboarding process. Also, I'm working for learning and development tasks. We provide new learning programs for staff and consultants and interns. I'm also part of the recruitment process of staff. I participate in interviews. And I would say that I'm doing also a lot of operational work for staff, like salaries, talent management tasks. And yeah, my team, we are around 8 people, I would say, in HR department. And we are based in Geneva, Valencia, Brindisi. And yeah, that's it.
Laura, do you want to go next?
I can go next if you want. Okay. So my name is Diego. I'm Spanish. I'm working on the Valencia duty station, and I'm on the HR team, same as Jana. And my tasks, well, let's say we divide our tasks in, let's say, an operational part or daily duty task, and let's say a more project-oriented part. So in my case, the operations are pretty similar. The work on operations is pretty similar to Jana's, but on the project side, I work mainly on the analytics side of HR. I'm a huge data science fan, so I'm really, really glad that I landed here and I can, let's say, combine my two passions, which are HR and analytics.
Laura, do you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. My name is Laura. I am from Brazil, and I am now in France, where I was doing a master's course, and then I joined the ICC in Geneva. But I've never been to Geneva yet, so maybe soon. But in any case, I am with the CFI, the Finance and Procurement Unit, with Carla and Maria. And most of my time now is spent supporting the procurement team with purchase requisitions, purchase orders, renewing contracts for all our consultants, for our interns too. And yeah, it's a small unit, but there is always a lot of things happening. The ICC is growing very fast, so we have many different needs to adapt to. We have many different purchases, contracts, and business new contracts for business happening. And I try to assist everyone a little bit where I can.
Carla and Maria, because you're in the same unit.
Yes, so I am Carla. I am in the same unit as Laura, and I am currently based in Valencia, working from home. So I guess all of us are right now. And yes, I also help the procurement. Well, I work 4 days helping procurement, and on Wednesdays I help finance, the accounts receivable team. And in procurement, yes, I basically do same as Laura, so helping with the purchase requisitions, and also helping with the invitation to bids and requests for proposals. And yes, and in finance, I just help with invoicing, recurrent and one-time invoices.
Hi, good afternoon. Can you hear me? Okay, I'm Maria Tranchese. Nice to meet you all, guys. I'm Maria Tranchese. I'm from Italy, but I'm actually working here in Valencia. Also, if I don't go to the office as anyone, and I actually work with the finance and procurement unit, and my daily tasks in particular concern the processing of invoices and working in accounts payable in general. Thank you.
Bruno, do you want to go next?
I can go next. Okay, I'm Gianmarco. I'm from Italy and I work in Brindisi, and I'm calling here from a little town near Brindisi because I live here. I'm working from home since the start of my experience, and I work in the application support unit. And we also, with Bruno, who is in the same unit, we work on maintenance or deployment of application of the UNICC or even external commercial applications. We also support a bit of the infrastructure, for example, installing some operating system or database management systems. We also, in a little way, let's say, we deal with the customer requests, for example, incidents or something like that may have something related with our area. And we also worked on a monitoring tool, which monitoring all the servers across the two data centers in Valencia and Brindisi. And yeah, that's it basically.
Did you say you work with Bruno? So Bruno, I can.
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct. Me and Gianmarco work together, of course, remotely, as I think everybody here. So hello everyone, I'm Bruno from Western Herzegovina, support unit in Brindisi. And well, yeah, he did a good summary of what our main activities are. So we work on practically everything together. It's there's a lot of teamwork in our team. So that's about it.
Pablo,
So, hi everyone, I'm Pablo, and I'm a data scientist intern based in Valencia. I'm working for the data and analytics team here in Valencia, and my daily assignments are a bit all over the place. So currently I'm working on trying to extract information from documents in an automatic fashion and seeing how we can use that information to improve the way ICC works. So that's basically myself.
Miguel.
Well, I'm the one left. My name is Miguel. I live in Sueca, a near city from Valencia. So I work in the Valencia base. I'm a software developer. So my main task is to develop a new web platform so the daily repetitive tasks of the ICC group can be performed in a proper way.
Gianna, do you want to ask the second question?
Yes, we can pass to the second question. So I would like to know, what is your most memorable experience or aspect in UNICC and why? You can speak, for example, with the relationship with your manager, with your colleagues, the support that you have taken, learning programs, projects. Yeah, it's really open question. Feel free to add your comments.
Okay, I can go. So for me, I think the most memorable experience is the interaction with the team, with the HR team. Jana knows it all. Or also, we have a really supportive team that wants us to learn, wants us to expand our knowledge continuously. Jana and myself even have let's say a weekly meeting in which we share our knowledge, because the part of projects that we do, we don't share it on a daily basis. We are not a backup of each other, actually. So we use this weekly meeting to share the knowledge. And overall, the team supports us really well. And I think it's one of the best things coming up to ICC for me.
Yeah, I totally agree with Diego. I think one of the most memorable experiences in UNICC is the support that we have in the team. We work as a team. When someone is off, we support. We are the backup. The knowledge transfer as well. We transfer the knowledge that we have. And even if we work remotely and from different duty station in UNICC, I think that we always share the knowledge between our colleagues, and this is really important. And from the first day that I started my internship contract, I started to do job and not just to learn. It was a combination of learning and doing things at the same time. One other memorable experience for me is the recruitment process that I'm participating to interviews. That is really important. I have done some interviews for interns and for staff. So yeah, from an HR perspective, this is quite important. Yeah.
I would also say that for me, the interaction is also very nice. I mean, for example, with Lara and Maria, I have constant contact, especially with Lara. I always ask her things because she has more experience than I do. But I didn't know who the interns were, and I just realized, for example, I was reading Diego Arista, and I realized I sent him an email yesterday, and I didn't even know who he was.
Yeah, actually.
I just saw the name, and so this interaction is very good, even though you don't see the faces. Also, Maria and me went a couple of weeks ago to an after work with our colleagues in Valencia. So we met face to face, and that was really good too. Yeah.
I must confess I'm a little envious of of Carla, that has the chance to go to the Valencia office and meet some of the people, which unfortunately I couldn't do yet. But I'm really happy that now I have Carla and Maria to share this work experience with me, because it's interesting to be the only intern too, but it's not as fun if we don't have other people to share. But I think if it's hard for me to pick one experience to highlight, but I think I was very well welcomed, very well received at the ICC. At the time, I had 2 supervisors. One of them has retired now. But before that, she invited me on my very first day. She invited me to a meeting with another staff colleague, a very senior staff, who was Brazilian, and she said she wanted him to welcome me in Portuguese and to tell a little bit about his experience at the ICC. And I found that was such a lovely gesture. You know, someone wanted to welcome me in my language and talk about the ICC, and take the time of the day to talk to an intern who just got to the organization. You know. I would also highlight the interaction with the team as the strong point of my experience. Yes, for sure.
I want to agree with Laura as well, but I want to add that it's not only the interaction in my case, but also the way that interaction takes place, because I feel like people are so supportive, and even if they have a lot on their plate, they're always willing to reach out, you know, and help in whatever inquiry we might have. So I think that's one of the best values ICC has, that it feels like a family in a certain way. Someone might be your supervisor, but at the same time, it's someone you can always bring and have a conversation with in a more personal manner.
Yeah, I agree with all of you guys, and also I want to thank a lot Laura and Carla for helping me. Like every day when I need something, they are always there, and also my supervisor, who is always there for me for any kind of question, and it's really good. It's really good. This working environment is. I'm really glad to be an intern in the UNICC. Thank you.
I must say that especially with Maria and I had a lot of access problems at the beginning. We couldn't access a lot of platforms and we were constantly talking like, how do we do this? So it was a real struggle, and it was very, very nice to, be able to communicate with someone who is in the same situation as you are.
Yeah, I agree with you all. And so the team, I think, even now that we are working remotely, it's very supportive, and even more, I think, because whenever you have a problem, you can ping anyone, and they are all supportive. But I want to add just a little event that we made, that our team unit leader organized on Christmas. It was a 1-hour meeting in which it was an informal meeting, just to stay an hour together and make our wishes for Christmas. And so it was very, let's say, like a family, and it was very nice, especially for us that we're the newest member, and we didn't know the other very well. So it was a great experience.
Yes, I agree with Gianmarco. One memorable thing, as he mentioned, is there's a big human element in working with the UNICC. Apart from this Christmas thing, also every Monday we have a half-hour informal meeting before starting the workday, where we just get together with the colleagues from Brindisi, Valencia, chat a bit about recent events, the weekend, and so on. And despite the fact that neither of us met any of our superiors or colleagues, we get the feeling that we got to know each other over these past few months. And yeah, it's a positive work environment.
Pablo, I think we have not heard you.
You mean me?
Yes.
But I spoke like two minutes ago.
Ah, yes.
But I can speak again if you want.
Yet. No.
Yeah, but you don't have to if you don't, unless you'd like to.
So it's me again, the one left. Well, as the rest of you have said, the talk with the coworkers and that sort of thing, it's quite amazing. In my opinion, it's a bit less good than it could have been, because all of the pandemic and these remote meetings narrows a bit the experience. But I had the luck to meet my supervisor once in the base station, and it was a really nice experience. We saw tiny little cats in the in the station. And well, related to the work, from my point of view as a software developer, it's quite more lonely than other jobs related to, I don't know, meeting people and having to manage their appliance and that sort of things. But also in the development server, we have several weekly meetings just to see how the project is going. And to be honest, the way it feels, it's more like a group of friends talking about one common project, rather than having to explain your boss what you're doing. So that's one thing I didn't expect.
Yeah, I definitely agree with everyone. I definitely feel unexpectedly that camaraderie in my group, just because I've never met my team before. Another thing that I think is really useful is that my manager has this amazing habit of explaining every acronym. So I've never worked in the UN system before. So there's so many things to learn. The learning curve was actually quite high, but he takes the time to explain everything to me, and that's just incredible for me. I also got to, because I'm in communications, I get to have a lot of interactions with people who are in upper level management and hear about the projects and the deliverable that they do. And then I was thinking like, wow, like these people have been in the UN longer than I've been alive. And I get to like talk to these people and like just like hear about their experiences. And I think that's just, there's so much to glean from these conversations. And I think that's really one of the best parts about you working at UNICC. So I think we can move on to the last question. As interns of UNICC, how will your experience working here, as well as the lessons and other small tidbits you've picked up along the way, how will those shape your future plans, maybe career or otherwise?
Well, if you want, I will go first, and then
Yes.
instead of being the last one. Regarding to that question, I'm not really a person that plans everything, even what I have to eat on Sunday, for example. I honestly just go with the flow and enjoy what I'm doing right now. Currently, I'm here and I'm really, really happy. So I expect to continue to this. And I think that the experience here will mark me more of knowing people from almost 10 countries. And that's a really, really interesting experience, knowing every culture and how you have to refer to them. That's quite amazing.
Yeah, I think it's really hard for us to make plans right now. Everything is still very much up in the air. But if there is something we can take out of this troubled period, is that it's good to know that our work does serve a greater purpose at the end. So I think if there is something I would be looking for in a future job, in a future role, would be this sense of purpose. You know, that on the first moment we are doing those tasks that we just said in the first question, but at the end of the day we know that we are doing is transforming people's lives for the best. So this is what really makes a difference for me. And also the fact that I'm interacting with people from different cultures, different countries. I would like to work from people from every corner of the world. So I would certainly would like to have this kind of experience again in the future, if I can.
Yeah, I completely agree with Laura. For what concerned the fact that there is a purpose in this internship, and in particular, I think that it will be a great experience for me. It will mark me, and in particular because I think that in my future job, I want to find. In my future, I want to find a job which is in line not only with my educational path, with my career, but also and in particular with my moral values. So I think that it will be very important.
I completely agree, because at the end you spend nearly, from 9 to 5 or whatever your timetable is, with the people. You're constantly communicating with them, and the fact that they are so nice, and that consequently leads to you learning more. So it facilitates the learning process. And yes, I think that is something that marks you, and that really makes you realize who you want to work with in the future, what kind of company you want to be with. And yes, I think that's opening your eyes and realizing that this is very nice. I didn't get the word.
Yes, actually, keeping with you with your comments, Carla. On my case, I have already 3-4 years of experience, and I've worked for 2-3 companies before landing into this internship. And I want to assure you that the culture and the way things are done here and the sensitivity in which each topic is treated is not everywhere. So in my case, I'm glad I had let's say the courage to take an internship after all those years, and I think it worked wonders for me, not only in terms of culture but also in terms of tasks. So HR is a really, let's say, wide area, and there's a lot of sub areas, and this internship has allowed me to take the bits and pieces I couldn't do before. And I think it's the kind of duties I want to spend the rest of my working life doing. So I think for me it was hitting a jackpot, getting this internship.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree with Diego. It was a really good experience in terms of that we can be exposed in different areas, in different projects of HR. I mean, it was not an internship just specific to an operational work. I think that we were doing a lot of things, and I hope that you also, in your teams, you had the chance to do different projects and different operational works. I really enjoyed the time that I was part of a really diverse team with people from different duty stations, from different educational and cultural backgrounds. I enjoyed the time that I was part of the UN family, so I had the chance to see what are the benefits, the allowances, and all of the HR laws and policies for people who work in UN. So I would like to find in the future another job in the UN family, because I think it treats the people in a really good manner. And yeah, for all of this reason, I think that all of this reason has shaped my preferences for the future and what I'm looking to find.
Well, I must agree with all of you, but I think in my case, there's like a specific lesson that I have learned, and that is to prioritize things more. So like more like prioritize things that really matter. So in my case, I'm working quite closely to members of UNRWA, and one of them is actually like my supervisor, let's say, and he's working from Palestine, from Gaza. And, you know, like seeing this whole conflict going on this last couple of weeks, and seeing how these people are still waking up every morning, trying to work, trying to do things, I think it's just humbling in every sense. And it makes you realize that what today might be a problem you might face is actually irrelevant in the whole picture. And, you know, like I feel like I'm a person that complains too much, and this has actually helped me in that way, you know, because I realize that my problems most of them are irrelevant overall. So I stop taking things for granted, let's say.
Man, that was deep.
Sorry for changing the vibes of the whole
amazing.
thing.
The whole process was amazing. Thank you for that.
I've worked in other like teams of like multicultural teams and from other countries, but I never experienced such a thing, you know, when a colleague says I can't attend this meeting because I have to like put the windows down because we're getting bombarded this night, you know, and the glasses might shatter and kill us, you know. So to me, everything that like this couple of weeks have been really humbling in that sense. And I think that's an experience that I could only get in the UN, you know, not in a private company of sorts. So that's my take of it.
Yeah, it's definitely that global perspective that I think you really can only get working in an organization where every all hands meeting begins with good morning, good afternoon, good evening. That just goes to show your audience. They're really in all different time zones all over the world. And Pablo, I totally agree. We also have a consultant in our team who lives in Palestine. So nothing felt more real, I think, because literally I had to see what tasks needed to be done because they needed to be done and she was not in a place where she can do them. And that was so sobering, I think. And just in general, like being able to speak with everyone here, Like, I think a lot of my people my age are working in teams where people who are quite similar to them. Maybe they all speak the same language, they have similar upbringings, but working as an intern at UNICC, you just learn so much just about like everyone's cultures, and just taking away from that. I think that's definitely, that perspective is something that I want to just continue to carry as I go forward after my internship.
Yeah, I can add just one last thing. I agree with you all about everything you said, especially the internationality of the teams. And I can add also if I would move to another job, I would like to be as the UNICC in the sense of the learning things, especially because UNICC offers a lot of learning courses and certification or anything, especially with, for my case, for new technologies and so on. So I would like another company to be as competitive as UNICC in this aspect. So yeah, that's a great thing.
Has everyone spoken what they wanted to say? In that case, maybe Gianna, you can conclude.
Yeah, I'm really happy that hear all of you guys, your feedbacks, your opinions, your comments. I collected a lot of data and feedback. I think that we have a positive feedback, and this is really nice. I see that you enjoy your experience in UNICC, your support that you have from your teams and from your manager. So that is really important, and this motivates us to continue to do our job, and that the internship process it is here in UNICC, and slowly we have all and more interns, and this is really important. And yeah, and we will create, by the end of this meeting, we will create a story. We will have some photos, and we will analyze the data, and we will share with all of you the draft of this story, me and Hayung. And feel free to add your comments or your feedback, or if you want to change something in the draft. Okay?
Thank you.
I don't know if you want to add something, Hayung.
Let's just say goodbye for the recording, and then we'll like, okay. I'll edit that part out. All right, thank you everyone for making the time to call. Yeah, it was a pleasure. So, bye.
Bye. Have a nice
Bye.
afternoon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.